Hello my people, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back to my channel, my recurring subscriber. Today I'm just going to jump into it. 15 minutes and 15 steps to the perfect wig install. Alright, so first things first, we got our bald cap. What you want to do is you just want to pull it down as much as you can so it really covers your eyes and as much as your face as possible and as much in the back. And what I like to do to make sure it stays secure and doesn't like slide or anything, I like to just sew it around the perimeter of my head with sewing needle thread. Just around the perimeter of my head. The sides, I don't really do the front, I do the sides and the back so it doesn't like slip or anything after I cut it or any of that stuff. And while you're doing these stitches to secure your cap, they don't gotta be some extravagant fancy stitches. No, just simple in and out through the cap and everything. And then I just triple knot my knot at the end to make sure that it doesn't go slipping anywhere. And that was that. You just want to make sure that the cap is secure to your braids, So then after this, we just want to pull it back down to make sure it still stretches the same way, and then pull it back so we can fix up our edges. So I have the She Soul Bomb edge control, and I'm just putting it along my edges, and I'm just going to comb it back to get it as slick as possible and really out of the way, so we can really see where our hairline is, and so the wig glue does not cause any hair loss. So you just want to do that all around the front of your head where your edges are, and then I put the blow dryer on cool to really freeze the edges and keep them in place because my hair is really thick. So now that it's nice and slick, it's time to pull the cap back down as much as we really can to finally do our full securing it. And you just want to make sure that your edges stay back while you do this. I double capped it just for the purpose of securing it, because even though I already stitched it, the other cap really holds it in place, so like when I'm cutting it, it doesn't slip back. But yeah, I just put that on, put it out of the way just to hold it, give a little extra more security. And then I'm gonna spray Got to Be along my hairline. You want to make sure you do at least 3 layers of this because you want your caps to really be melted and stuck, because if you have your wig on and then your cap starts slipping, things gonna look a little bit funny. That happens to me so many times. But you just want to spray your Got to Be at least 3 layers. Make sure you blow dry after every layer to make sure it's really still. And you want to make sure that you do not cut it until it is fully dry. Nothing should be wet. So now after we said it's really dry, you can see like the hair through because it turns kind of clear. I'm just going to zoom in on what I do, and it's time to cut now. So you just want to cut a line straight. And then I forgot to put on my makeup for the thing. So you just want to put the makeup to blend the cap with your skin color. This makeup is LA Colors bronzer actually. So yeah. Just put it all around your hairline to blend the cap to your skin color and really get that melt. You know what I mean? And then it's time to put the glue on. This is the final step I take in securing my cap to make sure it really stays still. But I just put a little bit of Ghost Bond along my hairline, the same way if I was installing the wig, even though this is just like the cap melt. And then I'm going to spread it out and blow dry it until it is fully clear. And this just provides my cap with a 3rd layer of extra security so it does not move once my wig is on. And it's finally time to cut our cap. So you just want to make sure you cut as close to your hairline as possible. If you don't want to use a razor, I suggest you get some very thin scissors, small scissors like how I have that are easy to use. And you just want to make sure you cut along your hairline, not cutting too close, but cut like right before, because I have a tendency to cut too close and then some of my hair ends up being exposed. but just use the blow dryer as needed to like smooth down any edges that may still be like popping back up. But you just want to cut along your hairline nice and smooth. So now the cap is like, you know, egg. Now after that, I'm just gonna cut up some ear holes. It's time for our real install. So I'm just cutting like a little tiny hole in my ear, and then I'm just gonna like pull my ear through that hole. Really, you don't want to cut the hole too big because then you can risk cutting so much more of your cap, and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, I just cut like a little tiny hole, and then you see how I'm just pulling my ear through the hole. And I'm gonna repeat the same step on the other ear so I can hear, you know, because you do not want to have your ear stuck in your cap with the wig on. Then you just want to take some rubbing alcohol. This one is 79%, I believe, 70%, and you just want to clean off your forehead and get all that excess got to be off of it, and even some of the ghost bond. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna add some more makeup to really blend the cap to my skin color as much as I can. And yeah. After this, I just started plucking my wig a little bit here, even though I'm going to go more depth into plucking soon. But here I was just doing some basic plucks, like just trying to line out the hairline so I know really where to line it after I have the wig on my head. So I'm just basically separating my edge pieces, and then I'm gently plucking down to really get rid of excess hair. So now it's time for our install. So the same way we did 3 layers of freeze spray, got to be, we're doing 3 layers of ghost bond for the wig. So I'm putting it the same way on my hair, like how I did when I melted my cap, right above the edge of the cap, so it's kind of like more on my forehead than the actual cap, so it's not that much of my hair, you know. And then you just want to make sure you spread it out. It should be like about an inch in width, because you don't want to have like a little thin strip of glue, you know. So yeah, just make sure you spread it out as much as you possibly can, and do not, I repeat, do not apply another layer until your layer is blow dried and it's turning clear. You don't want it to be white. When it's clear, it's nice and tacky, and that's when you can apply another layer. So this is a T-part wig, and I just applied some makeup on the lace itself to really get it to my color. And then we place the lace on the head. So you want to place the edge of the hairline right where the glue stops on your forehead, and do the same thing all around. And after you place it where you want it to go, you just want to get a comb and brush that hair back so the hair is really molded into that specific spot, and you know, not going nowhere. Cut 3 lines in lace. I didn't show it in this, but I did. And then I just sprayed some more freeze spray along the hairline and tied it down as tight as I can. And you want to leave this for about 20 to 30-ish minutes so your hair can really mold, you know? So now it's time for cutting the lace. So you just want to start by cutting 1 line in the middle. Remember, small scissors or a razor, and try to get as close to the hairline as you possibly can. And then you just want to go horizontally along the hairline, cutting all that lace. Do not, this is so important, do not cut your lace in a straight line. That will make it look like a helmet on your head. You want to cut it sort of jagged because it gives it more of a natural look, rather than if you just cut a straight line across your forehead. That won't look good. That's how people be having like them helmet wigs. I'm not a perfectionist either, but when you cut jagged, it gives it so much more of a natural look. Like, do you see how that line is kind of like crooked, like zigzag-ish? That's still better than cutting straight across. You just want to get it to like some sort of pattern to the point where it looks more natural, because no one's hairline is really just straight across. Nice and clean. And now after you got this all wiped off, it is time for plucking. So that previous line that I made before I put the wig on, that's the same line I'm following. So it created kind of like a separation between the edges and the actual hair itself. But if you did not do this, or you need a more in-depth thing of it, here you go. You just want to make a thin line layer, like a little bit behind your hairline, because these are going to be your edges, and you're going to pluck a line between your edges and the actual hairline, so it gives more of a natural look, you know. So it's not just like you use like the hair for the edges. No, it's like the edges were already there and have been there forever. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you keep the line as straight as possible while going throughout your whole head. So I suggest to use a rat tail comb while doing this. And you just want to make sure you do this all around your hairline, so even if you don't do edges but every single strand of hair, at least it gives that natural look that, you know, we all have with having edges. So you just want to make sure it's a straight line. Like, you see how you can definitely see the difference because there's a separation between. That's what we want. And then I'm just going to brush the hair back, get it out of my way as possible so I can really pluck it through. And it was kind of like tangled from the separation, but yeah, I just put it up so it doesn't really get in my way while I'm actually plucking. I just use a clip, and then, oh yeah, I think I only actually just used one clip. So now it's time for plucking. You want to get your tweezers in that same line we did. I pluck backwards usually. I don't like plucking frontwards, but forwards. But you just want to bring it to the hairline, the line that we made, and pluck the hairs back. Put it there, pull it. Put the tweezer at the line, squeeze the tweezer, pull. That's all you gotta do. But you want to make sure you do not pluck in the same place. If you pluck in the same place, you're gonna have a big bald spot and you're gonna be looking crazy. But you also want to be gentle when plucking, because you can actually like put a hole in your lace from plucking. So just be careful as you go along your whole hairline. And yeah, just go side to side. Make sure you pluck it to get that part more realistic, and so there's not any hairs in between your line of separation with edges and actual hairline. So after we do our edges, we're going to pluck our part as well to make it more natural looking. So I don't like to over pluck. I think I under pluck a little bit, but that's okay. You can pluck to your liking. Some people just be plucking too much and their part be like as deep as the Red Sea. And no, thank you. So yeah, you just want to pluck along your hairline. Remember, do not pluck in the same place. But yeah, pluck your part, make it look more natural to your liking. However you like your part. And then now it's time to set it, our final setting. So I just spray Got to Be along that part that we just made, because like that's where we plucked. And yeah, just gonna brush the hair back. Comb the hair. Ooh. Then I'm just gonna comb the hair back to make it look more natural looking. And then I'm gonna apply some mousse, because the Got to Be really like hardens the hair, and the mousse will soften it back up. But the Got to Be was mainly for like the line, to make sure that the wig is really melted. That little piece of lace that has hair on it is really melted, and then the mousse reverses that effect on the hair to make the hair soft and not stiff. And then you just want to get our little head scarf, headband, whatever, and you just want to make sure that after we comb it back, we tie it down as tight as we possibly can along that line, the edges, because you really want to make sure that it's really molded into our head, you know. That's like the last step. This is like the last step of like really laying your lace. But yeah, tie it as tight as possible, and you want to leave it for at least 30 minutes. You can do 10 minutes if you plan on blow drying it well, but I just left it to air dry. And then you just cut your edges, how style them as you please. I did like when you cut them, and then you curl them up and then you slick them. I suck at doing edges, so that's why I did not show this part. But that's the last part of laying your lace. After you do this, you just take off your scarf, style your edges as you want, and bada boom, there's your 15 steps to a perfect install in 15 minutes. That is all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my lovelies. You guys already know the deal, but you know I gotta say it every time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What's the next one? Share it on 5 people. And I'll be back with another video.